From preps to pros and everything in between, it's Southern Middle Tennessee Sports Today. Live from the Lee Company studio. With the Hall of Famer Mo Patton, here's Chris Yow.
Welcome in. It's Monday. Hope you guys are having a wonderful start to your work week. We are excited to bring you all the way home. We'll be here until 6 on WZYX 94.5, WKOM 101.7 FM. Glad to have you with us as we get ready for the first week of high school football. It is high school football week officially, with games that count beginning on Thursday. Locally, we have a few games. So get ready. I'm ready. Mo, welcome in. What's up?
I'm not ready, but
You're
it's okay.
not ready?
I'm not ready.
He wasn't ready.
Not at all, but that's okay.
You're not ready for what? The show or for football?
Yes.
Exactly. If you're not ready for high school football, you can get ready this week, as we will be distributing SM-TN Sports The Mag 2021 Fall Sports Preview Magazines.
There we go.
JP's got it on the screen for you there.
JP, the hand model over there.
As you see the cover photo with Summit, Summertown, and CA athletes who all brought home championship rings last year. Who's
Last
next?
Fall.
Well, but also last year
Well,
in 2020.
Yes, it was last year, but I'm trying to be proactive here because I kind of panicked there for a second. One of those, you know who we left off, blah, blah, blah.
Like I did with Loretto.
Exactly. So, yeah. So,
It's like, oh my gosh, we forgot to get a Loretto athlete. Well, they won in winter sports. Like, oh, you're right. I'm dumb.
winter is coming.
Winter is coming.
Yeah.
That's gonna be our promo for the magazine.
Yeah.
Oh man, we can get everybody in like Mr. Freeze outfits.
Are you ready? Winter is coming.
There we go. Yeah. So
Oh man,
get them in parkas and state championship. We only had one
we only had
in
one.
winter,
Yes,
so it shouldn't be hard to.
Build you a fake igloo. I like it.
I'm sorry?
A
Fake
fake igloo.
we'd
Yeah.
have to get Charles Pulliam to help us with that.
Yeah, he would know. He would know.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, we're excited. It's the magazine will be out. We will get it out to schools and hopefully to some booster club members here. Probably tomorrow we'll be out and about around town finding some spots to lay them out.
Yeah.
So we'll let you know everywhere that we put a magazine out. We'll let you know the list on our Twitter tomorrow. So be on the lookout as it's coming.
Kind of like winter.
It's almost like winter is coming.
It's coming.
Got some very sad news to report. Couple of Debbie Downer news pieces to start the show, and I always hate this part, but we can't overlook the impact of both folks that we need to talk about. One, former Franklin County boys basketball coach Mike Holt passed away over the weekend. We spoke with Coach Holt just after his
Departure.
yes, as he called it, when he was asked.
I think
to
he
leave.
called it dismissal.
Yeah. He
But
said it
yeah.
wasn't by choice.
No, it was not.
But yeah,
He had been coaching both boys basketball and softball at Franklin County at that point, after previously coaching at Lincoln County, Grundy County, Tullahoma, and Motlow. So he has been in that area for quite some time, obviously, and did a lot of good work, and hated to get that news yesterday morning when I got it. And, want to send out our condolences to his family and friends and former players and everyone else that was involved with Mike Hope. So.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Also, our thoughts and prayers are with Loretto volleyball player Addison Purcell, who had suffered an accident at her home, and there was a brain bleed that she was life flighted to Vanderbilt. She was in surgery, and last update you said Greg Tips says she's in stable condition.
Yeah. So, again, wishing her and her family well as she deals with this situation. Traumatic head injury, never a good thing, obviously. A member of the Loretto volleyball team, and Loretto was set to play Lawrence County this afternoon and Summertown on Thursday, I believe. I think they've got Columbia Central tomorrow. I'll be interested to see how this affects their schedule, if at all. So
Right.
we'll keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
But want to wish Addison Purcell well.
Yes. Finally, top news. Just want to mention that the Associated Press Top 25 College Football Poll has been released, and big surprise, Alabama, number one.
Who'd have thunk?
I mean, I had them, like fifth or sixth, I'm kidding. Don't come at me in the comments. Don't come at me in the comments. No, Alabama, number one. Oklahoma, number two. And that's something. But, okay.
Well,
Literally, okay.
I'm sure. Okay, yeah, and I'm sure that Dabo will have something to say about that.
He's got something to say about everything, so whatever.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this as we're. If you see JP's camera, you can see we have the television on some other sports talking heads.
So if you will scroll down just a little bit,
you already got that in here. Okay,
but that's okay. We can do it now.
Well, no, we can talk about it later. But I just
we can talk about it now and later, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I want to get some more on this preseason top 25. But
okay,
the Tim Tebow failed block is coming. It wasn't really a failed block. It
it
did
served
its
the
job.
purpose.
It did its job. But we'll get to it later. I just thought that was interesting because I looked up. Here's what I gotta. I gotta point this out because I'm just. Somebody please tell me what LSU has done to be ranked in the number 16. What has LSU done?
Well, I mean,
They don't have a quarterback.
Alabama doesn't either.
Alabama has proven itself over a multitude of years. LSU has been there once. And the only reason they were there that one time is because
of the
had a quarterback.
Yeah.
Give me one good reason LSU deserves to be ranked in the top 25, other than they're in the Southeastern Conference.
They're in the Southeastern Conference Western Division.
That it's not good enough for me. The fact that LSU is in there shows that there is at least somewhat of an SEC bias. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe there are those that feel like their unsettled quarterback situation last year had a lot to do with their performance last year. And if they can get that ironed out, that there's enough talent around that spot for them to be worthy of a top 16 ranking. And I think they were expected to be better last year. How many quarterbacks did they play last year? At least three.
Three starters.
Yeah.
One of them
two of whom were freshmen.
One of them is out with a shoulder injury. One of them is
at
in
Auburn.
Auburn. And we'll talk about that later.
All right.
And the other is the presumed starter now.
Brad Johnson's kid.
Who wasn't very good in his 2 starts that he did make.
But he was good enough to run T.J. Finley out of town.
I don't know if it was him necessarily. I think Finley expected he was going to be number 2 behind the other guy.
And from what I had seen out of Finley last year, I would have expected that as well.
So instead of being a backup, and would have been the starter. We've seen this movie before, haven't we? We've seen this movie before.
We know how it ends.
It ends
It ends with a tight end moving back to quarterback.
Well, but on the other side, it ends with you splitting time with an established starter. And that's what's going to happen in Auburn, and what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about that in the next segment, as a matter of fact, when we visit with Jordan Hill of Opelika Auburn News to talk Auburn football. But, man, this is something. It is what it is. At this point, the top 25 includes Louisiana and Coastal Carolina.
Oh, the Fun Belt times 2.
No, just one.
Oh, what is Coastal in?
Coastal is in the, not the Sun Belt.
What are they in?
I wish you hadn't asked me. Oh man, we're over here not talking.
No, that's
always good.
That's because we're both over here typing in Coastal Carolina football and trying to. I'm pretty sure they're in the Sun Belt.
Well, then Louisiana may not be, because only one.
Is Louisiana in the WAC now?
No, WAC is 1AA FCS.
Oh.
Look at me, calling it the wrong thing. I don't know. One of them is not in there. I saw a breakdown of by conference, and it was only one for the Sun Belt and one for wherever the heck else Louisiana is.
Okay, according to Coastal Carolina's wiki, they are in the Sun Belt.
Okay.
Past conferences, Big South, which was when they were in FCS, I guess.
That would make sense. Couldn't tell you. I can tell you this: Louisiana plays Texas right off the bat, so they're going to get a chance to prove themselves if that's what they want to do. If they want to be in, they want to be there with the big boys. You got a chance. So
you want the Kings? The Kings is here.
Louisiana also in the Sun Belt, so either they had them by division, or they messed that up, because when I saw it earlier, I was like, no, there's only one in there. So
Point Mo.
You done messed up, AA Ron.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So anyway,
thank you, JP.
That's certainly interesting that you can see the Sun Belt getting a couple of options. So,
well, I mean, both those programs prove that they deserve that consideration with their performance last year. And again, Billy Napier and Jamie Chadwell still being on those campuses this year is a win.
And I also think that's exactly why you see them in the top 25. If those coaches were gone, I don't think you see them in the top 25.
I'd agree with that.
All right. Well, now that we got that out the way.
Now that we know what conference Louisiana and Coastal Carolina are in, yeah. No, I'm sorry. Now that you know.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Let's do the rundown. What do you say?
The Rundown. The Monday Rundown is brought to you by Zion Christian Academy, providing a Christ-centered college prep education at an affordable cost. Call 931-388-5731 or visit zioneagles.org to schedule an appointment for a tour today.
In high school football jamboree action on Friday night at the Murray County Jamboree at Lindsey Nelson Stadium, Columbia Academy defeated Good Pasture 28-21 in two 12-minute periods of play. It was Dixon County 35, Spring Hill 21, and Creekwood 6, Columbia Central nothing. In the Giles County Jamboree down at the Brickyard in Pulaski, it was Fayetteville 28, Richland 13, and Giles County 19, Lawrence County 13. In 8-man football action on Saturday in Springfield, South Haven Christian took a 30-18 victory over Zion Christian in the season opener for both teams.
In Major League Baseball action, it was the Braves 4, the Nationals 2. The Marlins outslugged the Cubs 14-10. The Cardinals blanked the Royals 6-0, and the Diamondbacks edged the Padres 3-2.
On Saturday, Pittsburgh defeated Milwaukee 14-4, Philadelphia 6, Cincinnati 1. It was the Braves 12-2 against the Nationals. The Marlins defeated the Cubs 5-4, and the Cardinals 9, the Royals 4.
A sweep for Atlanta secured on Sunday with a 6-5 victory. Cincinnati downed the Phillies, giving the Braves the number 1 overall spot in the NL East with a 7-4 win. The Brewers edged the Pirates 2-1, Marlins 4, Cubs 1. In minor league baseball action, the Nashville Sound struggling. 10-0 loss on Friday. On Saturday, it was a 7-6 decision. And then on Sunday, Louisville 2, Nashville 1.
Man, tough times for the Sounds.
No kidding.
Major League Baseball action today. At 6 o'clock, the Atlanta Braves open a 3-game series at Miami. At 6:10. That game will air on Bally Sports. It will also air on our sister station, 103.7 WKRM FM, beginning at 4:55 with pregame action. Baltimore is at Tampa Bay, beginning at 6:10 on ESPN Plus, and at 7 on Big ESPN. It's the A's at the White Sox.
In high school volleyball action this evening, you've got Columbia Central over at Columbia Academy. That's at 6 o'clock. Also, Summertown hosting Eagleville at 6. At 6:30, Culleoka travels over to Santa Fe. And you also have Hampshire going to East Hickman, time unknown.
Also, TBA, Independence is at Riverdale today. Loretto, as we mentioned, is at Lawrence County at 6 o'clock. Zion Christian is at Spring Hill at a time to be determined.
In golf action, Columbia Academy and Grace Christian are over at Franklin Bridge, Community in Fairview, as well as Richland at Mount Pleasant, and Hampshire and Lewis County at Hohenwald Municipal. I assume all that is weather permitting. Pretty tough out there. I don't know. We'll see. But that's going to do it for your Monday rundown on Southern Middle Tennessee Sports Today. When we come back, Jordan Hill of the Opelika Auburn News talk a little Auburn football. So stick around. Come back with us on the other side of the break. This is Southern Middle Tennessee Sports Day presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint.
Tides can turn quick on the water. Progressive's boat insurance has you covered with basic plans starting at $100 a year. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Annual premium for a basic liability policy not available in all states. Prices vary based on how you buy.
The Delta variant is spreading fast. All this week, Stinchfield details calls for new lockdowns, more masks, and even vaccination mandates. Watch Stinchfield tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. He reveals the truth and the big dangers. Find Newsmax on all major cable systems like DirecTV, Dish, and Xfinity, or free on Samsung, Roku, Zumo, Pluto, and more. Also, download the free Newsmax app on your smartphone. Watch Stinchfield tonight. More than 30 million Americans are tuning into Newsmax because it's real news for real people.
Hi, I'm Robert Rogers at Parks Motor Sales Buick GMC.
And I'm Michael Parks Lawrence at Parks Motor Sales Buick GMC.
Together, we're Mr. Bobby Parks' grandsons, and we run his dealership, and we are glad to be part of our local community.
Being family-owned and operated, we invest heavily in our community.
We do things like sports teams, schools, bands, you name it. We try to help everybody we can.
The reason why we do this is because we all love this community.
So come do business with us, your neighbors, at Parks Motor Sales in Columbia, Tennessee, right off Nashville Highway, or at parksmotorsales.com.
Are you thinking about a new fence? Maybe you need a pole barn. Then you should give Sands Fence Company a call. That's 931-309-1644. Will Sands has built his business based on the principles of honesty, quality, and integrity. Sands Fence Company has been in business for over 20 years, providing the community with farm, residential, and commercial fencing, as well as pole barns, and 931-309-1644. 931-309-1644.
Hi, I'm Steve, the garbage man. By now, you all know about Don, our service truck guy. Well, let me tell you about another member of our service team, and that's Mike Ashley. He's the guy you'll talk to when you call the office. Just call and talk to Mike one time at 931-540-0919, and you'll see why we're lucky to have him here at the Garbage Man. Thanks, Mike, for all you do to keep the Garbage Man first in service. That's 931-540-0919.
Why do people trust Tillis Jewelry with their jewelry repairs?
Hi, this is Terry Tillis. We feel each piece of jewelry is important to our customers, and they deserve the utmost care with every item that is brought to us. Your jewelry is inspected when we receive it to determine exactly what repairs are needed. A photo is taken and documented, and then it goes to our goldsmith. Once the repair is completed, the jewelry is re-inspected to make sure it has been restored to its original condition.
Come see us at Tillis Jewelry, located in Columbia and Lewisburg.
American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is built to a higher standard, so you can focus on the problems in your life that actually matter, like the stair that only creaks when everyone else in the house is asleep. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, built to a higher standard.
Call Davis Heating and Cooling at 931-388-2090 for all your home comfort needs. Davis Heating and Cooling is your local American Standard dealer and proudly serves the Murray County area. Find Davis Heating and Cooling online and on Facebook or call today, 388-2090.
For 40 years, Beck Dental Care has been the personalized and comfortable option for the health of your smile. The caring staff maintains a high level of safety protocols and attention to detail. Advanced technology provides your choice of sedation and the best of dental implant solutions to restore complete oral health. Open until 7 p.m. 2 nights a week. 931-388-8452. Beck Dental Care in Columbia, 1603 Rosewood Drive.
Covering the teams you care about. It's Southern Middle Tennessee Sports Today. Once again, live from the Lee Company studio with the Hall of Famer Mo Patton. Here's Chris Yow.
Welcome back into Southern Middle Tennessee Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. Live from the Lee Company studio, and happy to have you guys with us here on this Monday afternoon as we approach the bottom of hour number 1. Excited. Look at that. We don't have a McDonald's sponsorship, but after that wide shot right there, we might get one.
What was? Thank you, because my guess is no.
It is what it is. Man, rainy Mondays. It's supposed to rain all week. I'm not here for that.
As long as it stops by Friday night or Thursday night.
I'm not here for it. Either way, it's just
it's depressing.
And it's supposed to be. Of course, it was supposed to rain Saturday, and in Spring Hill it never did. I'm out there at the pool party just waiting for the rain to come, and it never came. So I took my $250 and to my buddy. If you're listening, then I think I made a new listener. I think I recruited a new listener. So
we also recruited a new listener Thursday night while we were out and about. Hopefully, supposedly. So Quentin, if you're out there, holla at your boys.
Yeah. Good dude over at Party Foul.
Yeah.
So
very attentive. I like attentive wait staff.
No doubt.
Yeah. So
we're getting ready to bring in Jordan Hill, the Opelika Auburn News. But first, we need to tell you about our good friend, Jason Egley at Farmers Insurance.
Jason Egley is proud to be your local farmer's agent. Give him a call at 615-250-2723, 615-250-2723, and get smart about your coverage. If you are an educator or a teacher, Jason's going to give you a discount. So make sure to give Jason Egley a call. Lawrenceburg native, Jason Egley. Gotta love him. That's 615-250-2723. Again, get smart about your coverage and call Jason Egley, your local farmer's agent.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Now we can continue our SEC football preview coverage as we get ready to talk about the loveliest village on the plains and Jordan Hill of the Opelika Auburn News. Jordan, welcome into the show. Thanks for coming on with us, man.
Hey, guys. Yeah, thanks for having me. I know the weather's about like y'all were saying up there. It's rainy down here, but we're just kind of keeping the countdown until we get to September 4th and getting this season started.
We are certainly headed in that direction, Jordan. I guess the first thing I wanted to ask you about as the Auburn beat guy down there.
Did he get a cap?
That was on my list, but go ahead. We'll go with that.
That's where you were going.
Did you get a cap, Jordan?
No cat. We do have a dog.
No.
Cap.
Like a ball cap.
Headgear.
Ball cap. I'm sorry. I thought we were talking Tigers. Oh, yeah, I did get a cap, and luckily my girlfriend works for the university, so she's rocking the ball cap.
Okay.
There you go.
Good call.
Hey, ladies that can rock ball caps, not all of them can, so
go.
kudos to her. Yeah. Here's what I was going to ask you. Were you shocked to learn that Joey Gatewood is back in the transfer portal?
That one I'm not so shocked. It didn't work out at Auburn. I thought he had a chance to play at Kentucky, and clearly he was in that battle, but didn't win the job. So, no, I can't say I'm shocked. I will be interested to see where he ends up next. But yeah, I'd have to say I'm probably not shocked he's looking for another school.
Well, I mean, there's still 12 other SEC schools, I guess.
He's got that extra COVID year they've given everybody, so he can keep making those rounds.
Hey, as long as we're talking about quarterback transfers in the SEC, with or TJ Finley?
With TJ, I think that it was a big pickup for Auburn. Not in the fact that he may wind up starting, and I don't truly think he will, but I think it was really smart to get some good competition for Bo Nix. And I think for anyone who's gotten the chance to watch them practice against each other or, practice side by side with each other, I think you can fairly and honestly say that he's pushing Bo. And I think that's great news if you're an Auburn fan. As much as you may think that Bo has his struggles and that Bo needs to improve, I think really two things that I think will really benefit Auburn and Bo Nix specifically. One is getting Brian Harsin and Mike Bobo, two coaches who have a really extensive background coaching quarterback, and then getting Bo some competition. I mean, he really hadn't had competition since, like we were just talking about, since Joey Gatewood was there. Last year was very clearly Bo's job. I mean, the only guy that was even in the mix maybe was Grant Loy and Bowling Green transfer, and he never truly was in the mix. So TJ's looked really good, and man, I think I really didn't consider just how big TJ Finley is. I mean, he is 6'7", I think like 245, and he looks every bit of it. But he's looked really good in practice, but truthfully, Bo has too, and I think that you could really say that TJ coming in has probably pushed Bo, and him understanding that this is a new coaching staff that truly has no ties to him as far as Bo is concerned. They don't have to say, well, we recruited this guy, we kind of felt the pressure to play him. I mean, if he's not winning the job, then he wouldn't be playing. But to that point, I think he's done everything right so far through these first 8 practices of fall camp, and I think part of that you can attribute to TJ being there and really pushing him.
Speaking on Southern Middle Tennessee Sports Today with Jordan Hill of the Opelika Auburn News. Jordan, up here in the Middle Tennessee area, we have been fortunate enough to, and please don't hate me for bringing this guy's name up, Derrick Henry, as a fantastic running back, has certainly helped the offense of the Titans, especially Ryan Tannehill. How much of an impact will Tank Bigsby have on the quarterback play? Because I think he is what this offense is going to have to run through.
I think you're absolutely right, and I think it's going to be huge. He showed flashes last year of being an all-SEC caliber back, but, I mean, he really didn't get to he's part of an offense that was just inconsistent. And he came into the season and there wasn't really clear what his role would be. And then by the third game, it was readily apparent he was the best running back. So I think that they understand, that the offense is probably going to go about as far as Tank can take it, not only because he's so talented, but you're looking at a receiving core that has looked pretty good through fall camp, but is extremely inexperienced. They're replacing their top 3 pass catchers from 2020. So, I think that Tank's role is going to be really important. And, again, I mentioned Mike Bobo. When you think about the time Mike spent coaching at Georgia, he had several really, really productive running backs. And he's coming off a year at South Carolina where Kevin Harris was outstanding, was one of the real bright spots in what was an otherwise pretty lackluster South Carolina offense. So I think it's fair to say that expectations are pretty high as far as Tank goes. And really, besides Sean Shivers, he is really the only proven running back that Auburn's got. So I think they're going to really try to ride him and probably not go crazy heavy with his workload, but I think you'll see plenty of carries for Tank and maybe some passes out of the backfield. They may want to try to test and see just how involved they can make, really one of their best players in the offense.
Obviously dealing with a new coaching staff there with Brian Harsin coming in from Boise, and as you mentioned, Mike Bobo, the new offensive coordinator. Defensively, what is the value of adding a Derek Mason as your defensive coordinator with the experience that he brings to that staff, having been a head coach up here at Vanderbilt?
I think it's off the charts, truthfully. I think, as good as some of the hires they made, including Harsin, I think Derek Mason may be the most valuable hire they made because, there is talent on this defense and there was talent on the defense last year. But I think it was more about really maximizing the defense and trying to get the most out of it. And, that was really no secret the last few years between Kevin Steele and Gus Malzahn. Really, the Auburn defense outplayed the Auburn offense probably the last 3 years. And the unfortunate thing really for the last coaching staff was the defense naturally took a step back last year. I mean, when you lose guys like Derek Brown and Marlon Davidson, you're going to take a natural step back because those guys are NFL guys now. But I think Derek Mason is a huge hire. I think that he sees that he has a lot of talent. I think specifically in the secondary, it's just a matter of kind of figuring out how they'll align. And he's got 2 linebackers in Owen Papo and Jacoby McClain that had triple-digit tackles last year. I think he steps into a really good situation. And, based on everything we've heard from several Auburn defenders, Owen, Jacoby, Colby Wooden, the defensive end, I mean, they are raving about what Derek Mason brings to the table and just really the opportunities they see in this defense. So I really believe that this Auburn defense has a chance to be one of the better ones in the entire conference, which will go a long ways in, seeing how competitive they wind up being. But a lot of that I attribute to Derek Mason's defensive understanding and IQ with the game. And really, the thing that I'm really interested in is once we get to the season opener, just sort of seeing what his lineups look like. He's got a lot of talented guys, like I said, in the defensive secondary. But I think we are still kind of seeing who he's going to put where. And we may see them kind of juggling that a little and seeing who fits best. But again, I thought it was a really great hire when they hired Derek. And based on the conversations we've had, we've talked to Derek a couple times through spring and then fall camp, and just hearing his players, I think that they are really buying into what he sees as far as the potential of this defense and how good the entire defense as a whole could be.
I think it's important to remember that this is a team that gave up just 24.7 points a game last year with an all-SEC schedule. That's impressive in itself. To be honest, Jordan, this Auburn team, not a lot of expectation as far as competing for the West this season, obviously, with Alabama and Texas A&M. Do you think this team has the opportunity to play spoiler for one of those 2 teams?
I think there's the potential, and to me, it all boils down to, which has been the story of Auburn the last 3 football seasons, is the offense. I really do think that this defense is talented enough to hang with like an LSU or an A&M or even an Alabama, as tough as that is. But you have to have the offense to back it up. And what's funny to me, obviously this is a new era of Auburn football, but one of the last times they started the season unranked, which we learned today that they won't be ranked in the AP poll, and we already knew they weren't going to be ranked in the coaches poll. I mean, they wound up playing Florida State in the national championship game. That was Gus Malzahn's first year. So really, I mean, Auburn traditionally seems like it's at its best when no one has high expectations. So I think, again, it just kind of depends on the offense. It depends on if they are able to consistently score and avoid 3-and-outs and score touchdowns in the red zone. And I know that's some really general things you look for in an offense, but really the last few seasons, especially 2020, I mean, there were so many drives that I can think of that just stalled out, and you had to send Anders Carlson out there to put 3 up. And obviously you want the points when you can get them, but if you want to be one of the best teams in the West, then you have to score touchdowns and do it consistently. I think truly they do have the talent to hang with some of those teams, but I'm just not convinced that the offense is going to be able to put up the kind of firepower that you need to hang with some of those teams. But we'll see. You know, it's a new coaching staff, and if there's one thing that Brian Harsin and, again, Mike Bobo have been known for, it's been producing really productive offenses. But we'll see in time. It's not going to be easy, and it certainly isn't going to be easy when you play out of conference a team like Penn State at Penn State. But we'll probably learn right away just what this team is capable of doing, and if they really can go out there and play forward.
Don't talk to Georgia fans about Mike Bobo and productive offenses. That's all I'm going to say.
Hey, I went to Georgia, so I heard all about it. Believe me, I know all about it. But if you look at the numbers, truthfully, he did have some of the more productive offenses at Georgia. As much as I agree, he was lampooned for a good part of his time as the coordinator, but they did score a lot of points.
Yeah, he certainly did. Yeah, man. We appreciate you, Jordan. Jordan Davis Hill on Twitter. Is that right?
That's right.
All the way out. Jordan Davis Hill. Find his work there and oanow.com, the Opelika Auburn News. Jordan, thanks for taking some time with us today. We really appreciate it, and we look forward to your coverage of the War Eagles.
I appreciate that. Thank you guys so much for having me on, and anytime you want to talk Auburn sports, I'm always happy to help.
We appreciate that, and we'll probably be taking you up on that, Jordan. So
say it if you don't mean it.
Thank you.
No, I'm always in.
All right, man.
He's all in AU. All in.
I will say this. I do believe that's probably the first time in our almost 11 months on the air that we've heard lampooned.
It is, and that was a really good one too. It's like wordsmith over there.
Absolutely.
I'm a fan. That was pretty cool. He was a good guest. I enjoyed that. All right, so let's talk a little more football on the other side of the break. Let's talk a little bit about the Maury County Jamboree that we were able to attend on Friday night. So high school football on the other side. Stick around. Southern Middle Tennessee Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone & Joint. Back after this.
One-stop shopping. That's why so many people shop Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat of Columbia. As the #1 volume CDJR dealer in Tennessee, we offer the largest selection of new Ram, Jeep, Dodge, and Chrysler vehicles. And when you have the largest selection of new, you have the largest selection of used, too. Combine that with state-of-the-art, fast, accurate service, and you've got Tennessee's #1 volume dealer. Shop online at Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram of Columbia.net. Middle Tennessee's Ram Truck and Jeep headquarters. You can count on us. Based on combined retail and fleet sales as awarded by Chrysler in the state of Tennessee in 2019.
Hello, I'm Barbara Lincoln with Hollins Pharmacy. You may have heard our previous commercials about compression hosiery that we carry at Hollins Pharmacy. Well, we've recently expanded into a full line of knee braces, back, wrist, ankle, and other support wear. We will gladly help you get just the right fit for these items and, of course, special order items to ensure the proper fit. Come see us at Hollins Pharmacy, 1608 Hatcher Lane, or call us at 931-388-4233. 388-4233.
If you come to Arby's from 2 to 5 p.m., you can get sliders for $1. For another $1, you can get a small drink or fries or a snack shake. And for the low, low price of another $1, You can round out this afternoon snack with warm cookies. It's really a meal at this point, but call it a snack. That way, you can come back for dinner. Arby's, we have the meats.
Dollar price valid for small fries and drinks, snack shakes, and classic sliders. Available at participating locations for a limited time.
Hey folks, this is Chandler Anderson from the Right Care Clinic located in front of Walmart. We've been open 11 years there now, and 11 seems to be our magic number. We open at 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and we're open 7 days a week to make sure that you get the right care you need. Come on by and see Caitlin, Kim, and Robert, and they'll get you the right care. Remember, we were there for you during COVID. We never shut our doors. Right Care Walk-In Clinic located in front of Walmart, open 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day of the week. Remember, folks, we stay late so you don't wait.
Serving Murray County for 40 years, the Jewelers Bench has provided the highest quality jewelry at the very best prices. They work hard to make their customers happy, and it's paid off. Their customers keep going back. Quality jewelry, custom vintage and estate pieces, and professional jewelry and watch repairs. We offer jewelry loans up to $4,500, and we will buy your gold. The Jewelers Bench, still here, still the same. 808 Trotwood Avenue, Columbia.
Terrence here at Shepherd Lumberyard, where we value you, the customer. We've been serving Columbia and surrounding areas since 1946. We're located in our new location at 103 Cemetery Avenue. Anything that has to do with building or remodeling, we're here to assist. When you shop local, you help shape the community. We are locally owned, family owned, and veteran owned. And by the way, God is in charge. You can reach us at 931-388-3612, and our website is shepherdlumberyard@yahoo.com.
Hey, this is Derek Ransom with 10 Pin Alley, voted #1 family entertainment center in Murray County. We offer 32 bowling lanes, giant arcade, laser tag, bumper cars, and a full cafe and bar menu. We also specialize in group events, kids and adult birthday parties, company parties, sports team parties, and holiday parties. We're located at 322 East James Campbell Boulevard in Columbia. Call us today at 931-381-BOWL or visit us at 10pin.com. 10 Pin Alley, it's where the good times roll.
At CSH, we know the sport of football builds discipline, character, and work ethic, 3 common characteristics of winners. It's a sport where we drowns out me. Leadership is nurtured, and that's why CSH supports all Murray County football teams, and want to say a special thanks and good luck to every player, coach, volunteer, and parent of this year's teams, from youth programs, middle schools, and high schools. We know football builds men that make a difference. Let's go.
Local sports talk you'll only find here. It's Southern Middle Tennessee Sports Today. Live from the Lee Company studio with the Hall of Famer Mo Patton, here's Chris Yow.
Welcome back in Southern Middle Tennessee Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. We are in the Lee Company studio and happy to have you guys along with us on the ride as we are 10 minutes from the top of the hour. Talking a little high school football. Always my favorite thing to talk about, personally, is this right here. I mean, it doesn't get any better. So let's dive in and talk a little bit about Friday night first, as we saw the Murray County Jamboree featuring Columbia Academy, Columbia Central, and Spring Hill taking on opponents Good Pasture, Dixon County, and Creekwood, or Creekwood and Dixon County if you want to go in the same order. But a little surprising to see Columbia Central struggle offensively against Creekwood as they fall 6-0 in 2 quarters of play. That being said, what is the percentage of chance that John Moore was being awfully vanilla offensively?
I think there's a good chance that John Moore was being awfully vanilla. I also think there's a good chance that Central's play at quarterback has to improve.
Do you think that's why he was so vanilla?
That's a good question.
My thought process when I'm watching the game and I'm up in the booth, I'm also writing my story about Columbia Academy. So I'm kind of paying attention.
See, that's why
I'm
you
not-
got your story
Oh,
in
yeah.
so early, and I didn't get mine in until 3 a.m. But
Yes.
anyway.
Well, I did. I wanted them to be far enough apart that they didn't, hurt each other on social media.
Trust me, my story didn't hurt anything on social media. Everybody was
asleep.
They were asleep.
Everybody was asleep. But as I was talking with Drew Parker, matter of fact, in the booth, I said, if you do nothing as far as throwing the ball, just throw it as far as you can downfield, just to stretch the defense a little bit to open up some running room. And unfortunately, when you're not successful doing that, you don't really open up much running room.
No.
So,
and looking at this Central team, to me, that's a concern. And it's a concern I've had watching this Columbia Central program for, pretty much the 5 years I've been here. Central does not lack for athleticism.
Especially on the outside.
Especially on the edge. And this team is no exception. I mean, when you can put Jordan Davis at 6'3", if you've watched Central play basketball at all this past year, you know he can jump. If you put Q Martin out there at 6 foot, and if you've watched him the last 3 years, you know he can jump. You put Bubba Perkins out there at 6'4", you put Quandrees Pete out there, you've got some guys that can go get it. And you've got to be able to take advantage of that.
Yep,
Got
absolutely.
to. Because you've got, when you can open up that run game with Christian Biggers. I mean, he put together a little series there where he was ripping off 5-6 yards a pop for maybe a series. Caden McCoy didn't really show it Friday night, but he did show it in the scrimmage a week ago against Tullahoma. They've got some guys that can make some plays, but the sophomore Luke Usselton, if that's the guy, he's got to be able to get it to him.
That's been the issue over those 5 years, as you talked about.
Basically since Darian Davis left.
Yes, after he did not play his senior year, right?
Yeah, he played.
Oh, did he play his senior year?
Yeah.
And Nick Butler was fantastic as always. So want to definitely show some positive.
I'm telling you,
because this defense was really good. Outside of that first drive where they gave up a touchdown, they were fantastic the rest of the night.
And that defense is gonna be good. When you've got Nick Butler, when you've got Isaiah Cordell back there at safety, I mean,
when you get Antoine Moore back, and you've got defensive ends like Jace Hoth and
Malik Davis, number 9.
Davis.
Yeah. And hey, put this one down. Freshman, 6 foot 230. I didn't know they made freshmen like that. But Jaravius Hall, number 50. Remember the name because you're going to hear it a lot out there.
Yep. So that team certainly has some positives. And that defense is definitely – you're not going to see a lot of that type of offense this year.
No.
They ran a wing tee hybrid type thing, and they didn't throw the ball very well. So when they didn't get 3 or 4 yards on first down, Columbia Academy was pretty much shut down.
And Columbia Central.
I'm sorry, Columbia Central was pretty much shut down.
But, that's the point that John Moore made that, Creekwood was kind of able to get them behind on down and distance defensively because they were getting 4 or 5 yards a shot running the ball. And, in that offense, that's going to kind of be the case a lot because you've got so much going on with the wing tee, as he well knows. So, that's not an offense they're going to see every week.
Nope.
And I'm not sure how much scheming goes on for a jamboree.
Not much at all because you haven't seen him anyway.
So
Michael Harris had 55 yards on 9 carries for Creekwood, and that kid looked fantastic. I mean, he was carrying the load for the Red Hawks for sure.
But they're going to go at first. They play Dixon County in their opener this week, but then they're going to go to region play in 4A, and they're going to give some folks some problems.
No question. We've got to get to Columbia Academy here real quick. Columbia Academy, despite not having taken any snaps in the offseason, Bryant Baranek steps in, completes 7 of 11, 213 yards and 3 touchdowns, including a couple of bombs to Collins Malone. And when I talked to both of those after the game, the ability to have someone like Collins Malone who can just go up and get it if necessary, like he did on 3rd and 20, that's huge for them.
He's sort of like that fire extinguisher, in case a fire break glass.
Yes.
I mean, he's a guy that can go get it, but he's physical enough that he can, take a slant across the middle and take that to the house as well. And he's going to be the guy for them. I think, though, Aiden Hatley is a guy to look out for them as well in the slot or wherever they decide to line him up. So I was impressed with what Columbia Academy was able to get done with Bryant Baranek with no more prep than he got for those 2 periods against Good Pasture. Spring Hill.
He also ran for 37. Spring Hill
turned it over.
A lot of turnovers. A lot of turnovers. That's tough.
And, that 35-21 score looks worse because Dixon County had some short fields to work with. I think they returned the first fumble that they recovered for a touchdown. Recovered another one on the plus side, punched that in.
But late, Spring Hill really came on offensively. Mac Ritchie started looking a little bit better. So
Caden Martin as well. So
I think they're going to get better as the year goes on, and I will be interested to see it. So unfortunately, we have run out of time, but I want to know the outcome of the conversation between Jeff Jordan and whoever he's upset with.
He's upset, and rightfully so. I mean,
Jordan Flanders.
Rules are rules until they're not rules, apparently.
Well, in 8-man football, and apparently they're just you get what you get, and you don't pitch a fit, as my grandmother would say.
I think maybe he should have pitched a fit.
Well, he has pitched one apparently, and so anyway, they fell up at
South Haven Christian,
South Haven
30-18. Max Brown with all 3 touchdowns. There's coverage of all of this on the website, MainStreetPreps.com.
That's right, MainStreetPreps.com. Check it out. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we've got Chip Walters on the other side talking a little MTSU, so stick around as we talk Blue Raiders. Southern Middle Tennessee Sports Today returns to the Lee Company studio right after this.
Progressive Motorcycle presents Road Wisdom from the Motorhome.
The road is everything you want it to be. As long as what you want is road.
Progressive Motorcycle also presents basic policies starting at $79 a year. Progressive Motorcycle, for those who were born to ride. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Annual premium for basic liability policy is not available in all states.
Roofing isn't something you think about until you need it. When you do, let Roof Systems Inc. be your first call. Roof Systems Inc. is locally owned and has been providing excellent service since 1983. From repairing roofs on small homes or installing new roofs for large commercial retailers, no job is too big or too small. Why choose Roof Systems Inc.? Well, in our customers' words, best experience I've had with construction-related business. Honest, professional, friendly, and affordable. Call today, 931-398-5977. That's 931-398-5977.
This is a Fox News alert addressing the nation on Afghanistan. I'm Rich Dennison. President Biden returned to the White House from Camp David today, where he addressed the nation on the situation in Afghanistan, saying an indefinite war was and is unacceptable and he stands squarely behind the decision to pull U.S. troops from the country.
Our mission in Afghanistan was never supposed to have been nation building. It was never supposed to be creating a unified, centralized democracy. Our only vital national interest in Afghanistan remains today what it has always been, preventing a terrorist attack on America's homeland.
President Biden says he inherited a deal former President Trump negotiated with the Taliban, an agreement that would remove U.S. forces by May of this year. President Biden says the focus is now on safely evacuating U.S. embassy personnel, American citizens, and those Afghans and their families who helped U.S. forces, as well as others in danger from the Taliban. Emergency personnel in Haiti say about 1,300 people have died from Saturday's earthquake, a number that is expected to grow. Thousands more are injured, and rescue crews continue their search for possible survivors in the rubble of hundreds of buildings, but have been hampered by heavy rains. One drug maker is asking the government to approve its coronavirus vaccine for use as a booster shot.
Pfizer and BioNTech say their clinical trials of a third dose of their vaccine show it is beneficial and helping to continue coronavirus immunity in patients who already received the initial 2 doses. Their announcement comes with a request to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration to grant full approval to their vaccine, the first rounds, and the booster.
Fox's Eben Brown. Tropical storm Fred made landfall this afternoon along the Florida Panhandle between Panama City and Apalachicola. Its maximum sustained winds were 65 miles per hour. America's listening to Fox News. Another deadly weekend of gun violence in Chicago.
Chicago police are asking for public help finding the person or people who opened fire and ended up shooting a 6-year-old girl and a 7-year-old girl, sisters, who were in their mother's car. Chief of Patrol Brian McDermott said they and their mother were not the intended targets. The 7-year-old was killed. The 6-year-old is fighting for her life.
To say that I am saddened and outraged would be an understatement. I can only hope that every resident of this city is as angry, saddened, and outraged as I am at this time.
At least 4 other people were killed over the weekend in Chicago and more than 40 others injured in shootings. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
More than 100 wildfires continue burning in the West, including the nation's largest, the Dixie Fire in Northern California. Dry weather and strong winds are hampering firefighting efforts. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is launching a formal investigation of Tesla's semi-autonomous driving features, which seem to have trouble figuring out some road hazards.
The agency says 11 crashes in which 17 people are injured and 1 person died have occurred since 2018. Drivers were using the autopilot or its traffic-aware cruise control function when they smashed into one or more vehicles in or on the side of the road. Most of those accidents happening after dark, and all involved illuminated vehicles, signs, and cones, according to the Office of Defects Investigation report. All 4 models from 2014 to 2021 are under investigation. Tesla sold approximately 765,000 of the affected cars, the NHTSA report said. CJ Papa, Fox News.
A former accounts manager for a nonprofit affiliated with the University of South Florida's medical school has pleaded guilty to embezzling almost $13 million. Prosecutors say Ralph Puglisi spent most of the stolen funds at an adult website, with some of it coming back to him. He's facing up to 20 years in prison under the plea deal. I'm Rich Dennison, and this is Fox News.
A lot of my friends basically went to work for the cartels right off the bat.
Ed Calderon spent his career confronting Mexico's ruthless drug cartels face to face.
Nightly raids on different houses and places where people were suspected of storing drugs.
The former paramilitary law enforcement officer was born and raised in what he calls one of the most heavily trafficked cities on the planet, Tijuana.
The vehicle carrying this man, the assistant chief of Tijuana's municipal police, sits riddled with bullets.
He was found probably 12 hours later with his ID screwed into his forehead, tortured to death, basically. It scared the out of all of us.
Ed acquired a set of unique survival skills that has earned him the nickname the Sneak Reaper. A bag of tricks that make special operators nervous and maybe even a little jealous.
In exactly 2 minutes, I'm going to start putting more restraints on you. Hurry the up!
One of his more signature strengths is teaching people how to avoid being kidnapped, or how to increase your odds if you aren't as lucky.
Everybody's capable of being dangerous at any time. even if they're handcuffed, even if they're bound. What makes you dangerous is your nature.
In the Alchemy of Violence, Narcos, Reapers, and Survival, Ed talks about facing the real Grim Reaper.
We were being targeted. People had eyes on us.
And explains how his brushes with true violence have changed him and how he's used that alchemy to find and help others.
Listen to the complete season of Alchemy of Violence on Fox News Podcast Plus starting July 12th. Fox News Podcast Plus is our new subscriber-based offering without commercials, includes bonus content, and exclusive shows like this one, exclusively on Apple Podcasts. Visit foxnewspodcast.com.
From the Blue Raiders to the two-tone blue, covering the teams you care about. It's only on Southern Middle Tennessee Sports Today. Live from the Lee Company studio with the Hall of Famer Mo Patton, here's Chris Yow.
Welcome back into Southern Middle Tennessee Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint, coming to you live from the Lee Company studio, 8 minutes past hour number 2. Glad to have you with us. This did you see any of this? Have you heard about this?
I did not see any of that.
So,
I've not heard about that.
So Chase Briscoe, who drives the 14 car for Stewart House Racing, spins Denny Hamlin out on
late.
What?
Okay,
Costs him the win. Costs him the win. And
I guess Danny's not very happy, huh?
Oh, I mean, absolutely just insane. The spin. Now, you see this right
here? Is that
here?
it there?
No, this is where Briscoe goes through
the infield?
takes the Mario Kart route, and just completely look. I mean, I know Denny kind of pushed him out of the way there.
Oh, okay. So that was his get back then?
I guess it was the get back because it was anyway, absolute mayhem, and
okay. So Chase Briscoe.
Funny.
I don't know him.
I don't either. I couldn't tell you much
Denny
about
Hamlin
him
I'm familiar with. Chase Briscoe, I don't know him.
All I know.
I mean, Chase Briscoe isn't doing any commercials or anything like that, is he? But
no, he doesn't do any commercials that I'm aware of. But when I watched it, like I wasn't watching the race because I don't really enjoy road courses.
I don't remember where. I must have been on one of the sports, the 10 o'clock sports last night somewhere or something that I saw it. I saw the spin out late, but I didn't realize it cost Hamlin the win.
Oh, yeah. It cost him the win. And so anyway, and especially in the situation that Hamlin's in right now with Kyle Larson, they were tied going in for number one overall. So it's... Anyway, I'm excited to talk to T. Willie, and we'll do that at the end of the week. Final segment on Friday, we'll talk NASCAR with T. Willie. So I'll be interested to see what he has to say about it because it's going to be interesting. NASCAR said they're going to monitor. They're going to go back and listen to Briscoe's radio and see what he had to say.
Wow.
I mean, just pushed him right out of the way. It's so great.
Now, where are they this week?
I don't know where NASCAR is this week. NASCAR is, let's see here. It appears they are in.
What can you be saying if you're Chase Briscoe in that situation? I mean, how are you justifying that?
I don't know, but he seemed to be very calm, cool, and collected.
I mean, Briscoe wasn't in contention, was he?
I mean, for the win, he was.
What? Who did win?
I think Briscoe won.
Oh, well.
No, Allmendinger won.
Okay.
That's right. Larson and Elliott finished 3-4, which, surprise. But anyway, they are in Michigan this weekend, so I guess our buddy from Jefferson's.
Yeah.
I'm sure Chip's tired of listening to us talk about NASCAR.
I guarantee you Chip is tired of listening to us talk about NASCAR.
I don't know. Chip, what do you think? Do you think Chase Briscoe knocked Denny Hamlin out of the way on purpose?
Don't think there's any question, but Chase Briscoe, no relation to Briscoe Darling.
Well, he would be he would have been a better driver if he'd have just put some water in there from his hat.
Yeah,
keep it from running hot.
Yeah, exactly. It was that and the curb coming up yesterday was, and taking out what,
Bubba.
5 or 6 cars late. Yeah, I mean, you got Bubba and got a bunch of other folks too, and just kind of ripped the front valence off, and that was tough.
Bubba said he has a wedding to pay for, so he's going to keep quiet, but so he don't get fined. He said, but it was some bull emoji.
Oh, Chip Walters, the voice of the Blue Raiders, joining us here on Southern Middle Tennessee Sports Today. Chip, how's your Monday been?
Yes. It has since about
over the weekend. Is that right?
Scrimmage over the weekend. They got going, and normally they'll go about 100 plays. So I think that was pretty much where they were. I think it was pretty much a consensus that on this first one, the defense was probably a little ahead of the offense. And it doesn't matter whose scrimmage it is or whose exhibition game. It's like, okay, is the defense good or the offense not playing well? What is it? But I know Scott Schaefer had been talking about his defensive guys, and he thought they were kind of ahead of where they were maybe a year ago. And apparently that kind of showed on the field Saturday. From Bailey Hogman probably did not have his best scrimmage, came back, bounced back, had a really good practice today. Reed Blankenship had interception and a fumble recovery. The defense got 7 sacks on the day. So the defense made plays from everywhere, from the front end to the back end and all of that. So, I think from an intensity and energy standpoint, they were pretty happy overall. Offense made some mistakes, but it was good to see the defense come out and play like they did and get, have the level of excitement they had, because that's a group that, after a tough season last year, they need some confidence right now, but it's that balancing act. Do you want the defense gaining confidence at the expense of your offense, or how do you answer that question?
That is I think the tightrope that coaches and coaching staffs at every level, be it high school, college, or pro, kind of walk that during the preseason. You don't want one unit just demoralizing the other one by any means, but at the same time, you want it to be competitive and you want them getting stuff done. You spoke when we spoke last Tuesday, I guess it was, about Scott Schaefer and the confidence that he had shown early in this defense. And when you've got Reed Blankenship and Greg Great coming back on the back end, you're going to feel pretty good about that unit anyway.
Well, you're right, because, you don't, that's 2 guys with a ton of experience, and especially if you've got, 100% physical Reed Blankenship, who, and he is such a good run support guy from back there, but, they're also good enough, at those twin safety positions that they can kind of play center field and allow you to play some man-to-man and leave that extra person in the box, or even allow Reed to come up and play the run. And, if you've got a situation with, especially when you only have 3 receivers going out, that he can do that and allow some of that experience to come through and play some man back there. So, you just cannot coach experience. And it's like in basketball, you can't coach somebody to be 7 feet tall, but But coaches sleep better at night when they have experience, especially on defense. If you have experience on the backside, they sleep better. And offensive coaches, if they have experience in the line, they sleep better.
And no doubt. You mentioned a healthy physical Reed Blankenship really makes a difference in that defense. Is he a guy that can play at the next level, Chip?
It's going to be interesting to see. He kind of reminds me of one of those Bill Bates kind of guys, in the sense that although Reed is probably bigger and maybe even a little more physical than Bill Bates was, but
I think he's probably a little bit more athletic. I think he's a little bit more athletic than Bates was as well. But
I'll tell you, inside the chest and inside the helmet, I think you got two very similar guys right there, which means, if you can, a guy like Reed Blankenship, or one of those kind of guys who, he may walk out there and you say, well, yeah, he's a pretty good athlete, but is he your prototypical NFL, safety or back there? I'm not sure that he is, but, if he's a half a step slow on the measurables, what he can do with his immeasurables can make up for that. Right. And so I just think the way that he plays, he's, from the time he was a freshman, and I said, he may not be the best athlete out there, but he sure is one heck of a football player. And that's, the best compliment you can give Reed Blankenship is he is just one heck of a football player.
I would certainly agree with that. Chip, we have a question from our Facebook audience. Phil Stauder asking, is Bailey Hockman a lock for QB1? There's still a competition, right?
Yeah, I think Bailey, I don't think he expected, I don't think they brought him in here for him to sit on the bench a whole lot. Sure. But Chase Cunningham has gotten, he got a lot of valuable experience a year ago and has worked his tail off in the off season. And I think we even mentioned this before, that when you've got two guys that have the personalities of Chase Cunningham and Bailey Hockman, who they spend all their time together and working out together, helping each other get better. Coach Stock said on the first day or the first weekend of practice that, he does not have a starter yet. He goes, and you can ask me that every day for the next couple of weeks, and I'm going to give you the same answer. But, once they get 10 days out, this Saturday will be 2 weeks. I think you'll see, I don't think you'll see a starter named this week. I think probably middle of next week, you'll probably know who the starter is going to intend to be as they go into their last scrimmage, which is kind of a dress rehearsal. They do all kinds of stuff at their last scrimmage. Everything from, they do, punt team, onside kick team. They do all that, all the situations you can think up. They put them into those situations during that final scrimmage. And I think they want whoever's going to start to be taking most of the reps that day.
That's understandable,
that makes
certainly.
Sense. Yeah. Okay. So we're just going to kind of count it down to there then, as far as that goes.
Yep. And it's like, I think he was, if you, at the scrimmage, if you watch the way the reps were going, he was probably 1A and Chase 1B, maybe. So now how does that, go into reps this week? I don't know. It's, they're getting a lot of them out there, and the way that Brent Dearman, is installing his RPO offense. It's funny. There's a story on GoBlueRaiders.com right now, and talking about how he when he spoke to the crowd at the Blitz, said, and he gave chapter and verse and says, you cannot serve two masters. He goes, and that is what we try to make defenses do with our offense. He goes, the defenses, they either have to have the right run fit or they have to have, the right, package for passing. He goes, we try to make them not be sure what's coming at them. And so, and they've got, when you look at that whole group, you got talented quarterback, you've got and good depth, and you've got really good depth at running back and at wide receiver. So, that should serve them well, as they get into the season.
Chip Walters, the voice of the Blue Raiders, will be live starting. When do you start this Rick Stockstill live broadcast?
That will be 2 weeks from tonight.
2 weeks from tonight, you can hear Rick Stockstill and Chip Walters hanging out at the Boulevard Bar and Grill at 6 p.m. You can hear it on WGNS or the TuneIn Radio app. You can watch it on GoBlueRaiders.com or on Facebook. So plenty of options, and on True Blue TV if you have that. So pretty cool.
So if you have Roku, we're on Roku. We're big time.
That's perfect. See that helps me because I can get that. I can pull you up on the Roku. Yep. That's always good to know. So really excited about college football getting started, especially the Conference USA. I got to see a little of the UAB scrimmage over the weekend, so they're looking good. So I'm just excited.
We don't want to hear
that.
We don't want to hear that.
Well, I'm just excited about college football. So
you can be excited about college football. We're not going to be excited about UAB.
We speak for yourself. How'd you like that, JP?
Yeah. That's trash can juice.
Oh, Chip, man, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We always appreciate your time and excited about everything going on this fall and looking forward to football.
Yep, move-in day on campus starts tomorrow, so it's all and Mo, you'll appreciate this. I've been out and about a good bit today, and it just feels like there's more people in town, as if we had room for it.
Yeah, so. Exactly. Move-in day. That's it. It reminds me that my dorm no longer exists.
Well, I was thinking it's 40 years this week that I unpacked my bags at Smith Hall.
Wow.
Yeah, how about that?
How about that, man? That's good stuff. Yeah. Chip Walters, the voice of the Blue Raiders, here with us on Southern Middle Tennessee Sports Today. Chip, I guess your bags are safely put away somewhere now. You're not traveling anywhere anytime soon, right?
Well, I've got a little weekend away coming up, but not too far, and then the first road trip will be Virginia Tech. So we'll be heading up the interstate.
Mark Owen's going to show you around up there, up in Blacksburg?
Well, there was a conversation about that today, as a matter of fact. So that is yet to be determined. Okay. But it is on the it's on the whiteboard for discussion.
All right.
Still trying to get Chip to Cancun.
So. Operation Get Chip to Cancun.
Still in effect. Yeah. Still in effect. Just keep it going. It's quiet. It's like clandestine.
I think it'll be a lot easier to get him to Blacksburg than Cancun.
Chip, we'll holler at you next week, man. Thank you.
Hey, boys.
Phil Stauder, who gave us that question, says, well, he copied and pasted Chase Briscoe's Wikipedia, but he also said Marlon Oliver Briscoe, nicknamed the Magician, a former American football quarterback and wide receiver. Apparently,
I don't think there's any relation there. Yeah, Marlon Briscoe played for the Broncos and the Dolphins.
I don't know why he would have given us this unless there is relation. So I'm going to go look it up on Wikipedia, and we'll tell you on the other side of the break if they're related. Should be interesting. He also says that Mo is old.
Not as old as he is.
So we'll be back on the other side. Stick around. Southern Middle Tennessee Sports Today.
Parks Motor Sales in Columbia has a large assortment of quality new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, a trusted sales staff, and financing plans that fit any budget. Visit Parks once and you'll quickly discover why people all over Middle Tennessee have been buying vehicles there for more than 60 years. And factory-certified technicians can service and repair your vehicle as long as you own it. Go to parksmotorsales.com or stop by the lot at 919 Nashville Highway and take a test drive today.
Are you thinking about a new fence? Maybe you need a pole barn. Then you should give Sands Fence Company a call. That's 931-309-1644. Will Sands has built his business based on the principles of honesty, quality, and integrity. Sands Fence Company has been in business for over 20 years, providing the community with farm, residential, and commercial fencing, as well as pole barns and buildings. Call today for a free estimate. Sands Fence Company, 931-309-1644. 931-309-1644.
Hi, I'm Steve, the garbage man. Have you been hauling your own garbage to the convenience center? Are you tired of doing it? Does your work schedule keep you from hauling it off regularly? Is your teenage son not taking it off like he promised when he got his driver's license? Do you have something better to do on Saturday? If any of these questions strike home to you, call the garbage man at 931-540-0919 and your problem will be solved.
Are you looking for a hometown jeweler? Maybe you're new to Murray County or have been traveling 30 miles or more to have your jewelry cared for. Well, you no longer have to. Hello, this is Rick Tillis of Tillis Jewelry right here in Columbia. We're located at 105 West 7th Street in downtown Columbia. We have a full-service repair shop that can repair your jewelry no matter where you purchased it. That's right, we work on all jewelry, even if you just need it cleaned and inspected. That is a service that is always free of charge and done while you wait in our beautiful store. Come see me at Tillis Jewelry. You will be glad you did.
American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is built to a higher standard, so you can focus on the problems in your life that actually matter, like the drywall that somehow isn't. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, built to a higher standard.
Call Davis Heating and Cooling at 931-388-2090. Davis Heating and Cooling is your local American Standard dealer and proudly serves the Murray County area. Find Davis Heating and Cooling online and on Facebook or call today, 388-2090.
For 40 years, Beck Dental Care has been the personalized and comfortable option for the health of your smile. The caring staff maintains a high level of safety protocols and attention to detail. Advanced technology provides your choice of sedation and the best of dental implant solutions to restore complete oral health. Open until 7 p.m. 2 nights a week. 931-388-8452. Beck Dental Care in Columbia, 1603 Rosewood Drive.
When the Braves play, Chris and Mo are talking about it.
Yeah, that's trash can juice.
Speak for yourself.
For better or worse, on Southern Middle Tennessee Sports Today. Back to the Lee Company studio. Yep, they're fans too. Here's Chris and Mo.
Welcome back in to Southern Middle Tennessee Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. We are live in the Lee Company studio, and we couldn't find any relation between Marlon Briscoe and Chase, but we also don't know that there's not one. You just don't know.
Stranger things have happened, I guess. But yeah.
I guess. Hey, we are going to talk about the Braves, and
yeah, we are.
I think it's kind of unique these days.
It's become more fun to talk about the Braves here of late.
It has, in fact, 9-1 over our last 10. Is that right? I think
9-1 over the last 10. I think
11-1 over.
No, 10 of their last 12.
10 of their last 12. Okay.
As was pointed out in a certain tweet last night.
Anyway,
let me just say this. You can acknowledge success and still want to be better. And
anybody ever heard of Nick Saban?
I thought about that today. It's like, it's a good thing he's not covering Alabama football.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Because
Saban would be rat poisoning his butt.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Anyway, yeah, I'm not even going to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I'm going to get angry if I do. I wasn't mad.
You got to talk about it now.
I wasn't mad about the tweet. Okay. David O'Brien, who covers
yeah, enlighten our audience that may not know what you're talking about. There.
David O'Brien, who covers the Braves for The Athletic,
was chiding a faction of Braves country for continuing to point out the shortcomings of the guy who comes out of the bullpen in the ninth inning for Atlanta. Who
not just that.
I hesitate to call him a closer, but.
Yeah, I mean, not just that, but essentially he basically said, look, you wouldn't know that the Braves have won 10 of 12 if you read Twitter, because Braves fans are pessimistic, essentially. And that's true. It's also not exactly accurate in that, like I said, my Twitter timeline was full of, hey, Braves are in first place by themselves now after the Reds beat the Phillies. So almost everybody who was complaining 2 hours earlier about, for good reason, because there was no reason for the Nationals to be in the game on Sunday, and yet they were, those are the same people who were saying, hey, look at us, we're in first place, yay. And he apparently missed all those tweets. So it is what it is. But the problem that I had was him basically talking down to a guy who said just that to him. Like, look, man, we can be mad, we can be angry and still be happy.
Braves have won 10 of 12 and taken over first place, but Twitter is the place to go if you want to find out. Smiley only went 4. Chavez stunk today. Will Smith stunk again, blah, blah, blah. Gotta love 2020 baseball on social media.
2020? Did he write 2020?
No, I said 2020.
Darn.
Gotta love 2021 baseball on social media.
Well, I sent you the
screenshot.
The screenshot. What was the rest of that?
A guy says, Will Smith been stinking it up for weeks. Give me a break, which is completely accurate.
100% accurate.
And so DOB comes back, yeah, we're watching the same thing, Twitter guys. Just this is the place to go to find out every negative aspect of your team rather than any appreciation for the fact they just moved into first place. But thanks for making my point. That's not accurate, because I think if you're a Braves fan, you've watched this team surge, since the trade deadline moves to get, Soler and Jock Peterson a little bit earlier, and Richard Rodriguez. And I think that's part of the frustration. Adam Duvall.
No, Rosario.
Oh.
So, yeah, I mean, he went out and got an entire outfield.
Yeah.
And a closer from another team.
A closer.
Yeah, a closer. A guy who closes games.
Mm-hmm. Who we've not seen
in that
get
role.
A sniff in the ninth inning since he got here.
Despite not having given up a run since he's gotten here.
And, I mean, I've never really considered DOB to be a water carrier, but the fact of the matter is, if Austin Riley doesn't make that play yesterday, they lose that ball game.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a 2-run double with 2 outs.
No question.
Washington's going to win that game 7-6.
And Austin Riley gets the save.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Well, somebody needed to.
He also homered in the game, didn't he?
I believe. Well, he homers every game.
I was about to say these
between
days
him and Ozzie, yeah.
Him, Ozzie, and Dansby.
I mean,
Dansby, how did we get angry about the Braves are winning? Now they're playing really bad teams.
Well, but they've played really bad teams at other points this season and didn't take advantage of it.
And that's kind of the unique thing is someone mentioned to me on Twitter that, well, it's a shame that somebody out of the East is going to make the playoffs. And
I don't know who said that, but
And I said,
let's look back at them. Let's catch back up with them in the playoffs.
The Braves are 20. Hold on, I can tell you the exact number. I don't want to tell you something inaccurate here. The Braves are 22-12 against the NL Central, 4-4 against the West, and that includes the Diamondback sweep in April.
Right.
So let's hold off on saying that somebody from the East making the playoffs is a problem, because the Atlanta Braves have interleague play is where they have struggled the most. 3-12 interleague, 33-28 against the East, and again that run differential, plus 74. That's insane. I just, it's frustrating just because, yes, I know that Washington and Miami have pretty much sold their whole team, but they were trying to win earlier this year. They weren't just giving games away.
No.
Pittsburgh and Chicago has one more win than Miami and Washington and just got swept by the Marlins. Okay? Pittsburgh is awful. They're 42 wins on the year, 42-76. So don't come at me and tell me that it's something like the Braves haven't just beaten up on trash teams all year.
No.
They just won a series against the Reds, who are right there in the mix for a wild card spot.
Well, more than that, it's not their fault. I mean, all they can do is play the schedule that you put in front of them.
That's what I'm saying. I just don't understand why you. Well, it's a shame that one team's. The last time that a team with a less than 55% winning percentage made the playoffs was the 14 Cardinals when they won it. So Braves World Series incoming. I'm just saying.
We'll take it.
We'll take it. With this team,
yeah.
The fact that the Braves are even anywhere near
with everything that they've dealt
500
with.
After all they've dealt with, that's kind of the thing. It's like, dude, have you seen our roster? We played half our season with a AAA roster. Our outfield was nothing but AAA guys.
Literally. And yet, 62-56 going into tonight's game at Miami.
Let's not talk about that either.
Against the Marlins, 51-67. That's a 6:10 start on Valley Sports South. Pregame is now airing on our sister station, 103.7 WKRM. Tukey Croissant gets the start for the Braves, 1-2 with a 4.28 ERA. Braxton Garrett, the pride of Florence, Alabama, goes to the bump for the Marlins, 1-1, 6.65. Is that right?
Oof.
That can't be right. Hang on.
That's not ideal.
I don't think it's right. No, it's a 4.65. It's a typo.
Okay.
Yeah. And as you mentioned, the Braves coming off a 3-game sweep of the Nats, 4-2 on Friday, 12-2 on Saturday, and the 6-5 win on Sunday saved by Will Smith.
Great job. Luke Jackson just continues to give us the Luke Jackson experience. And you know what? At this point, I kind of enjoy it.
Well, I mean, as long as it continues to ultimately turn out the way it does, yeah. But he takes you through some things in the process.
Lead off walk, double play. It's almost like appointment baseball.
Must see baseball, yeah.
It's crazy, but I'm excited for the Braves. They get, like I said, you get the Marlins, then you get the Orioles, then you got to go and take on a little competition. Then we'll see what's up. But you've got a little confidence, and you're hitting the ball as well as you've hit it all year through the middle of the lineup.
And as we said, when you bring Travis D'Arnaud back, that lineup gets really long.
So deep.
It's
so deep.
Yeah. I mean, when Guillermo Heredia, your number 8 hitter, is ranked among the top 10 in the league in doubles,
it's not bad.
Yeah.
That is not bad at all.
And then when Max Fried is starting,
can we just play him every day?
Then there are no. Hey, and Huascar Ynoa gets to start tomorrow.
I'm excited to see that. I'm hopeful that he's ready. Mo, give us this day in Braves history.
August 16th, 1954, the debut edition of Sports Illustrated hit newsstands with Milwaukee Braves third baseman Eddie Matthews adorning the cover. In his third major league season, Matthews finished hitting .290 with 40 home runs, his second straight 40 home run season, and 103 RBIs. Matthews went on to hit 512 career homers with the Braves, Tigers, and Astros. So Eddie Matthews, Milwaukee Braves third baseman, on the first cover of Sports Illustrated.
That's interesting. Not even the best third baseman in Braves history. That's Austin Riley.
Right.
Recency bias. Recency bias. Okay.
Go figure.
No, that's a good one. I like it. I didn't know he was on the first cover. So
now you know.
Today I learned.
If you listen to our
podcast, you know. The Nashville Sounds were awful this week. 1-5 up at Louisville. They get the Redbirds
over at AutoZone Field. You been to AutoZone Field?
I've not been to AutoZone.
It's nice.
I want to go. So,
and
one day
they serve barbecue nachos with the barbecue from Rendezvous.
I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in for that. And you don't have to wait in the line either. Come on.
Now, if they had a sausage and cheese plate too,
it'd be over, wouldn't it?
No
JP.
doubt.
JP knows. He's like sausage and cheese. I'm in.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, Sounds 50-50 with that 1-5. I'm sorry, 50-40. Thank you. Let's not make it any worse. Sounds 50-40 after that dismal series up at Louisville. Memphis will go into tomorrow 41-49. Idle tonight. That 6-game series again starts tomorrow over in the Bluff City.
The Sounds have not been good against teams with losing records all year long, except Charlotte. And they beat Charlotte pretty good, but that's about the only team that
they beat Gwinnett pretty good.
But Gwinnett doesn't have a losing record. They might have at that point.
They did.
I thought they were.
Yeah, I think they were pretty bad then. Maybe not.
Gwinnett was leading the division after the second week of the year. I don't know if they were when they came to Nashville, but they were really good early. Speaking of, Christian Pache has been tearing it up. So
that's awesome.
I'm interested to see how that plays out too.
Hopefully he will continue to tear it up there.
So we can trade him away and get something for, I don't know.
Him and Kyle Wright.
Feel free. All right. Real quick, blood drive tomorrow, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Tom J. Hitch Parkway, 1451 Tom J. Hitch Parkway in Columbia. The Bloodmobile will be there. It's important. Go donate blood. Again, that's tomorrow from 10 to 3 at 1451 Tom J. Hitch Parkway. The Bloodmobile will be in Columbia. Check it out. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the Titans, so stick around. Southern Middle Tennessee Sports State, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint, returns right after this.
One-stop shopping. That's why so many people shop Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Fiat of Columbia. As the #1 volume CDJR dealer in Tennessee, we offer the largest selection of new Ram, Jeep, Dodge, and Chrysler vehicles. And when you have the largest selection of new, you have the largest selection of used, too. Combine that with state-of-the-art, fast, accurate service, and you've got Tennessee's #1 volume dealer. Shop online at Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Columbia.net. Middle Tennessee's Ram Truck and Jeep headquarters. You can count on us. Based on combined retail and fleet sales as awarded by Chrysler in the state of Tennessee in 2019.
Hello, I'm Barbara Lincoln with Hollins Pharmacy. You may have heard our previous commercials about compression hosiery that we carry at Hollins Pharmacy. Well, we've recently expanded into a full line of knee braces, back, wrist, ankle, and other support wear. We will gladly help you get just the right fit for these items and, of course, special order items to ensure the proper fit. Come see us at Hollins Pharmacy, 1608 Hatcher Lane, or call us at 931-388-4233. 388-4233.
If you come to Arby's from 2 to 5 p.m., you can get sliders for $1. For another $1, you can get a small drink or fries or a snack shake. And for the low, low price of another $1, you can round out this afternoon snack with warm cookies. It's really a meal at this point, but call it a snack. That way, you can come back for dinner. Arby's, we have the meat.
Dollar price valid for small fries and drinks, snack shakes, and classic sliders. Available at participating locations for a limited time.
Nice Traeger grill. Thanks, man. Hiller gave it to us for free when I bought my new HVAC unit. We also upgraded to a tankless water heater and got this free Yeti cooler. What a deal.
This month, when you buy select new HVAC systems from Hiller, we'll give you a free Traeger grill. And you'll get a free Yeti cooler when you buy a new tankless water heater. Enjoy great upgrades for your home and some free backyard upgrades for your family. Visit happyhiller.com today.
Call the Happy Face Truck today.
Serving Murray County for 40 years, the Jewelers Bench has provided the highest quality jewelry at the very best prices. They work hard to make their customers happy, and it's paid off. Their customers keep going back. Quality jewelry, custom vintage and estate pieces, and professional jewelry and watch repairs. We offer jewelry loans up to $4,500, and we will buy your gold. The Jewelers Bench, still here, still the same. 808 Trotwood Avenue, Columbia.
Terrence here at Shepherd Lumberyard, where we value you, the customer. We've been serving Columbia and surrounding areas since 1946. We're located in our new location at 103 Cemetery Avenue. Anything that has to do with building or remodeling, we're here to assist. When you shop local, you help shape the community. We are locally owned, family owned, and veteran owned. And by the way, God is in charge. You can reach us at 931-388-3612, and our website is shepherdlumberyard@yahoo.com.
Parks Motor Sales in Columbia has a large assortment of quality new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, a trusted sales staff, and financing plans that fit any budget. Visit Parks once and you'll quickly discover why people all over Middle Tennessee have been buying vehicles there for more than 60 years. And factory-certified technicians can service and repair your vehicle as long as you own it. Go to parksmotorsales.com or stop by the lot at 919 Nashville Highway and take a test drive today.
Are you thinking about a new fence? Maybe you need a pole barn. Then you should give Sands Fence Company a call. That's 931-309-1644. Will Sands has built his business based on the principles of honesty, quality, and integrity. Sands Fence Company has been in business for over 20 years, providing the community with farm, residential, and commercial fencing, as well as pole barns and buildings. Call today for a free estimate. Sands Fence Company, 931-309-1644. 931-309-1644. Sports talk show you've always wanted. It's Southern Middle Tennessee Sports Today. From preps to pros. Live from the Lee Company studio. With the Hall of Famer Mo Patton, here's Chris Yow.
Welcome back into Southern Middle Tennessee Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. Glad to have you with us as we get finished with Monday of week 1 or week 0.
No. That's week 1. It was week 0 at one time. Well, we tried that, and apparently it short-circuited too many high school sports writers' brains across the state.
Educated people. Supposedly educated people.
Theoretically, yeah, because they couldn't handle 0 through 10. So instead, you had to go 1 through 11. Whatever. I think it made for a cleaner. And then, the playoffs were week 11 and on. But why week 0? Because,
Why not?
Yeah.
That's the real question.
What's it hurt?
Why not week 0?
So, anyway. Enough of that.
Let's talk a little Titans.
They
get they get a little work in over the weekend.
They're getting some work in as we speak, apparently. I think they've got an open practice at the stadium tonight.
Oh,
that's
good for them.
I think it started at 5. We've seen some video. And
so let me just – this is the first thing I want to talk about. the NFL 100 came out, not only has Ryan Tannehill dropped 14 spots from number 69 to number 83 after having a fantastic year last year, Derrick Henry ran for 2,000 yards. 2,000 yards as a rusher. And apparently
2,000 American yards.
2,000 American football yards. And apparently whoever makes the NFL 100 list thinks he did it all by himself, because not a single Titans offensive lineman is on the list.
Well,
I understand they had a makeshift line, but that doesn't mean that for the last 3 years they have been fantastic.
who would you have put on there, first of all? Because
Probably
Lawan was hurt.
Probably Sembrello. I mean,
I think, and I come off like that inferior fan or whatever. I think there's some sort of an anti-Titan bias out there, and I can't figure out why though.
It's pedal taverns.
Well,
it's definitely the pedal taverns.
Well,
and you can't argue with that.
If that is the case, then
I can't argue with that.
Case dismissed. Yeah.
And they're still there. They haven't gone anywhere. Yes, after my little trip this weekend, they're still there.
I'll tell you.
Good people watching. Oh no.
I will tell you that.
And you can tell us if you do.
No,
we won't talk about you.
I saw a tweet where someone said, the next mayoral race in Nashville, if you run on the single issue of limiting those type of
or eliminating,
you can't really eliminate, but if I'm talking about the fire truck and the school buses and like the pedal taverns, I'm okay with. It's the other stuff, the hot tub,
the hot tub,
and
the bus made into a limo, an open
that
top
stuff.
limo, pickup truck extended out.
Oh, it's
yeah,
the huge pickup truck.
Yes,
jeez,
yeah, they're everywhere.
All of that's got to go. The pedal taverns, whatever, it's okay. Like it's not going to hurt my feelings if they stay, but the rest of them got to go. If you ran on just that, you would win by a mile. You would win the mayoral race in Nashville.
no matter what else.
No question. I don't care what you got a plan for the budget. I don't know, but we're gonna get rid of pedal taverns.
Cool.
Okay, I'm in. Let's go.
Let's
Sold.
ride.
So anyway, or let's not ride. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Titans get some good work in over the weekend, and I thought they did really well. Defense looked pretty good, but again, it's the first preseason game, and you're playing against guys you're not going to be playing against in week one of the NFL season. So, as a matter of fact, you won't be playing. The Titans go to Tampa Bay this weekend, and it doesn't appear that the Bucs will have any starters playing.
Well, they're the Super Bowl champs. They return a bunch of those guys. They pretty well know what they can do.
And apparently they're hosting joint practices with the Titans beforehand. So
yeah.
There's that. Yeah. I think that's a cool thing. I like the joint practices. When the Titans did it with the Patriots, I think these are positive things for the NFL.
Well, I think, again, when you can work against somebody who doesn't know what you're doing, it kind of gives you a little bit better perspective on what you're doing and what will work and what won't work against somebody who doesn't know what's coming necessarily. So I think it's a good thing. I would think it's pretty productive because folks keep doing it, but it makes sense.
It does. I'm excited about this team, and I think it's only going to get better.
I think one of the reasons that folks may not be excited is because the offensive line seems to be a bit thin right now.
Yeah,
I think Ben Jones isn't working today. Nate Davis isn't working today. I don't think Kendall Lamb is working today. I mean, they got some little nagging stuff, I guess. And this time of year, you have to be careful with that so that you don't take it into the season. But at the same time, you've got to know those guys are going to be available when it does count. So, and if you're a coach, I would think you got to be a little unsettled regarding that.
That, and you really were hoping Des Fitzpatrick was going to break away, and it appears he is breaking away the other direction.
I'm going the wrong way. Yeah. Meanwhile, is it Racy McBath? Is that?
Yes, out of LSU, basically a backup at LSU is looking really good. So this is the wide receiver room is going to be as unique as it's ever been, as we talked about with Andrew on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got a couple of minutes left. Let's talk about Tim Tebow because
everybody else,
as bad as it looked, it still got the job done, even though the defensive end just crashed.
Yeah, I mean,
just get in his way.
He got in his way. I mean, he sealed off the outside for that running back. I don't think you can't tell me that's what they're looking for out of him.
Well, I mean, I'm not really sure what else he was supposed to do. I mean, I guess just seal it. Why did you go low? I don't know why he dove at the guy's hip, but whatever. No, that's not what you want, but obviously blocking is probably the least likely of his duties as tight end. I mean, if he's in the game, they're probably going to be throwing it. But if he makes the team, I think he's going to make the team because I think he's going to end up Urban's going to get him the pension and then he can dip out. That's what I think is going to happen. I think that's the whole reason that he signed.
Because he hadn't made enough money.
I guess not. I mean, I don't know. How about this, though? God, I hate to get in this because this is awesome. The Jacksonville Jaguars girlfriend that breaks the trade on Twitter and TikTok, her boyfriend or husband got traded, and she was the first one to put it out on social media. And like everybody, like Ian Rappaport and all those guys are giving her credit for breaking the news. It was incredible. I've never seen anything like it.
I missed that.
Oh, I'll show you. It is fantastic because he signs a 5-year deal. They buy a house. He gets traded to Pittsburgh in like a week.
Wow.
Anyway, thought that was crazy. Falcons, first fully vaccinated team. Well done,
kudos,
Atlanta. Well done.
I mean, not to push any agenda, but I mean,
Atlanta, the city, is kind of forcing it, so that's good too. There you go. All right, that's going to do it for today's show. Southern Middle Tennessee Sports Today. MainStreetPreps.com for football coverage in high schools and all that. SM-TNsports.com is where you can watch the video. Go back and watch it. Like us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, everything else. We'll see you tomorrow. For JP Plant, Mo Patton, I'm Chris Yao saying have a great day and stay cool. Columbia.